This right over here, right when we got out of the gate, it was kind of surprising to me, but it was always a dream to be used in schools, and some schools reached out to us, especially locally in Los Altos, and they said, how could you imagine this being used in a real classroom? And we said, well, we don't think the lecture should be the focal point of the classroom anymore. We don't think, and if lecture isn't the focal point of the classroom anymore, you don't have to move everyone together at the same pace. You don't have to separate the strong from the weak students anymore. Instead, students can learn at their own pace, watching videos if they need to, doing exercises, getting feedback, and the classroom should be a place for interaction. And we can arm teachers with dashboards like this, and this is just one of 50 ways that teachers can look at the information. And you can use this to facilitate kind of peer-to-peer learning, where a teacher can say, okay, look, it looks like James is having trouble with solid geometry. A teacher, if I'm the teacher, I could either say, okay, I'm going to go sit next to James while everyone else works at their own pace, or even better, I could say, okay, it looks like Marsha is proficient in that. Maybe she could tutor James, or maybe Ben has already mastered it. He could tutor James, and then they both benefit. James gets the benefit of getting personalized attention. Ben or Marsha get the benefit of learning to kind of empathize and communicate and explain concepts, and frankly, learn the concept that much deeper. This is some data from a charter school in Oakland, California. It's Oakland Unity. It's serving an underserved population. It's a 9th grade algebra class here. And I want to be very careful with this slide, because I don't want anyone to walk away with the impression that Khan Academy is this it's this miracle thing that you can just drop into a classroom and the butterflies will fly and the flowers will bloom. It's a tool, and like any tool, it's going to be as effective as the folks who are using the tool. And a lot of what the results I'll talk about in a second are, in my mind, primarily due to the teaching staff at Oakland Unity. And just to get a sense, this was a school that in 2010 was in the 20th percentile in the state of California amongst 9th grade algebra classes. And in that 1 year, without any Khan Academy, they were able to get to 76th percentile. So huge jump just by amazing teachers. And when we even asked the teacher, Peter McIntosh is the head teacher, what did you do? He's like, well, I just wanted them to kind of take ownership of what they were doing. So he was already, even without Khan Academy, trying to get into a self-directed, personalized learning world. But then he said, but then I felt it asymptoted, because there was only so much that I could do with the students, and we were kind of hungry for this, and then I learned about Khan Academy. And then that's what took them to the point where in 2013, there's only 9 9th grade algebra classes in the state of California who have outperformed this classroom. And what's been interesting about this is Peter McIntosh, he says, yeah, the math is nice, it's great, it's nice that they have great math scores, but he sees it as something more than that. He sees it as a mindset changing tool, where these students were typically, and this is not just this classroom, this is a lot of classrooms, they were passive. They say, teacher, tell me what to do next. Yeah, I'm not good at math. Oh, they'll engage in a problem for 4 seconds and then they'll give up. And then sometimes you, the teacher, as the antagonist. Hey, that person's going to try to fail me. They're going to give me a hard test. I have to do a little gamesmanship with them. And it changes that to, okay, this is my goal. Here are all the tools that I have to reach my goal at my own time, at my own pace. And my teacher is a collaborator. They're trying to get me to where I need to go. And as soon as you have that self-direction, you have that ownership over your learning narrative, that pays dividends in every class you take. And they saw that these kids actually improved in other classes because they learned to take ownership of things.